Hi, welcome to my latest video. Today I'm going to be fitting one of these. This is a K&N air filter. I'm going to be fitting this to my Freelander 2. This is a 2009 2.2 TD4 diesel engine, a 4-cylinder diesel 2.2 litre. I bought this on eBay. It wasn't cheap, it was about £55. I thought it would be interesting to try it and do a video and just maybe do some performance tests or economy tests or something like that and just see if it actually makes a difference. I've heard different stories from people that have tried them. Some people say, oh yes, definitely makes a difference, car feels more powerful, accelerates quicker, etc. Other people have said don't bother, it just makes no difference at all, or it's just not worth doing on a big heavy 4x4. I thought I'd just spend the money and try it myself really. If I actually do some tests and time it and put up the results, then we'll know. So this air filter there's a barcode there. I think the part number there is this KN332414. I'm not sure what this 08Q10 is, but if you search online for Freelander 2 air filter, you should end up finding this without too much difficulty. Let's just have a look and see what's in the box. Okay, so we have some bits of paper, and we have the actual air filter itself. Okay, so there it is. It looks a bit thinner than the normal air filter, but it's certainly the right size. What else do we receive in the box? Okay, so we've got some kind of warranty registration card there. I don't think I'll bother with that really. And a sticker. Sticker is very useful if you do take your car to be serviced at the garage or dealer or wherever. You don't want them taking this out, throwing it in the bin. So putting this on would hopefully alert the mechanic to the fact that you are running a reusable filter. Okay, so what do we mean by reusable? Well, it is apparently washable. Okay, reusable lifetime product. So when it gets dirty with dust and pollen and everything else that collects in there, you can just rinse it off under the tap. I don't actually really know how effective that'll be, but it will certainly last a few years. I would have thought over time it's going to get some dirt deep down inside the filter paper in there, but apparently you can wash it out and refit it. Now, a couple of things to note there. The standard paper filter, if that gets wet or even just damp, it really struggles to flow, so much so that the engine can actually cut out. I've sort of read stories of people having all sorts of issues starting their car, and the engine starts and then it cuts out, and all along it was a damp air filter. That's all it was. This one is a much higher flowing air filter. Okay, so the filtration paper or whatever, gauze or whatever's in there, can flow a much higher airflow, and you can also wash it out. Now, I'm sure you probably have to dry it before putting it back in the car, but because it can flow more air, if it does get a bit damp, it shouldn't suffer quite as badly as the other ones that the standard filter, which really doesn't like being wet at all. So it's also much higher airflow, which is it says here, designed to increase horsepower and acceleration. Well, we will see. I mean, this is not a racing car. This is a big heavy 4x4. I'm not really fitting this for performance reasons. I'm fitting it out of curiosity to see if it makes any difference at all. So we shall see. If the air can flow better, the engine can breathe a bit better, then, well, yeah, it should help. So two reasons for fitting this really: possible performance increase, and it's reusable and washable, and that's really the main thing. It's a sort of fit and not quite fit and forget, but fit and almost forget, because you can fit it, and then when you need to change it, you just wash it off and put it back in. So let's give it a go. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, before I fit this, I'm going to go out and do a performance run and an economy run as well. So what I'm going to do for performance is just find like a straight dual carriageway and do an acceleration test from 30 to 70 miles per hour in fourth gear. Okay, so that removes any delays due to gear changes and that, which would be an unwanted variable in the experiment. So by doing a 30 to 70 in fourth gear, foot down, there's no human factor in that. There's no gear change timings to take into consideration. So it's not a 0 to 60 test, not a 0 to 100 or a quarter mile or anything like that. I'm going to be fully within the law. The speed limit will be 70 miles per hour, and I will try not to go over that. So I will go and do that first with this standard setup. I'm also going to do an economy test, so I'll do a sort of an hour-long drive. So a set drive of about 25 miles, which I do regularly, and I will do that before and after fitting this, and then compare the average miles per gallon on the trip computer, and just see what sort of results we get. I'm not expecting a major change in economy in the miles per gallon. I don't actually see how better airflow would make the economy improve. Maybe it would, I'm not sure. If it's an economy run, then I'm not really going to be stressing the engine and drawing large volumes of air through. It's just going to be a gentle drive, a normal drive on a mixture of different roads, within the speed limit, and just sort of sensible driving, really. So that kind of driving, the standard filter should really be more than good enough. So I'm not expecting a difference, but we'll see. You never know. Maybe this improves economy as well. Doesn't actually say anything on there about economy. It's all about kind of horsepower and acceleration, but be a good test. Be a good test to see if there's a difference there. Acceleration wise, I'm really hoping for a little bit better acceleration with this filter, but again, we'll try it and see what happens. Really, see what happens. Okay, I'm going to go out now and find a bit of dual carriageway and do an acceleration test with the standard filter, and then we'll fit this and compare the results by repeating the test. I'll repeat the test immediately after fitting this, very shortly after the other test, so that the fuel tank level doesn't drop too much, so the weight of the vehicle and things like that will remain pretty constant. And by also doing it quickly as well, the weather and the air temperature shouldn't change either. So try and do both tests within the same hour if I can, just to reduce the number of variables in the equation. Okay. Okay, so I've just done the first performance test with the standard filter. What I'm going to do now is fit this filter, this new K&N filter. So in order to change the air filter, we need to undo 4 Torx screws here. This is a T25 Torx driver. What I'm going to also do is, to allow this to come up, I'm just going to unplug my mass airflow sensor there. otherwise that wire is going to get pulled as I try and lift this up. Okay, let's undo all of these. Okay, there's the standard filter. So I'm going to carefully remove that. This filter's fairly new actually. I only put that in a couple of months ago, I think. It's not very dirty. It is winter, so the air is fairly free of dust and pollen at this time of year. Right, now let's open up this new filter. Okay, let's see if it fits. There we go. It's a nice tight fit actually, that one. That's really good. Right. Put that back down. Tighten all these screws back up. Let's not forget to reconnect the airflow sensor. Okay, right, that's all of those fairly tight. Don't need to over tighten those because they're going into plastic. Very easy to rip the threads on these screws. Right, reconnect that. That's back on. Get the battery cover back on. Okay, right. I won't put the sticker on top of the air filter box just yet. Let's go out and repeat that performance test with the K&N and just see if there's any difference. Okay, so now that I've done the performance tests, what I'm going to do is do an economy run with the K&N air filter in here. 25-mile journey of regular driving on a mixture of roads, different speed limits, and see what sort of miles per gallon we get. And then I'll refit the standard air filter and repeat the test and see if the miles per gallon is any different.
Extending past the fall, grateful what's left behind, never ending.
Okay, so earlier on I did a drive of about 25 miles. I reset the mile per gallon trip computer before that drive. So let's see what we are getting now. After all the messages have come up, we should see it. There we go. 29.7 miles per gallon. 29.7. Let's flick through. Average speed 31.6. Trip 25.5. 25.5 miles. 29.7 miles per gallon. So now that I've done the performance test with the old air filter and the K&N filter, and I've then done the economy test with the K&N, which is in there, I now need to refit the old filter and repeat the economy run to see if there's any difference in the miles per gallon over 25 miles. So I'll do that now, and then I'm going to go out for an hour's drive on the same route as before, and we'll see what results we get on the trip computer when I get back. So I'm going to reset. Let's reset the trip computer. Okay, and yeah, and that's reset now. So distance 0. So when I get back from my 25-mile drive, we'll check the average fuel consumption and see what that reads.
Dog is coming for me. Blood red eyes and teeth like a knife. Feel his breath on the back of my neck. Been stalking me all the days of my life. I see a movement from the corner of my eye, but nothing's there when I turn. The smell of fuel is rising high. Come on now, gonna watch you burn, watch you burn. Oh, watch you burn. Black dog is coming for me.
So I've just got back from the second economy run. This is with the standard air filter. Let's just see what we get. Okay, so when it's ready, there we go. So 31.7. 31.7. Let's just flick through. It's 5 degrees. The last trip that I did with the K&N was about 3 degrees, so there's not a lot of difference in the temperature. I don't think that would have made any difference to the MPG. So we've got, okay, average speed almost 30 miles an hour, same as before, 25.7 miles. Okay, and there we have it, 31.7. Okay, so now I'll do a quick comparison of the figures that I got with the standard air filter against the figures that I got with the K&N air filter, and we can compare them. So there we have it. Quite an expensive air filter for slightly better acceleration, slightly worse miles per gallon versus the standard air filter. My verdict is it's not really worth it. Okay, I'm going to continue to run with this purely because it's washable, so I can just fit that and keep that one in and wash it when it gets dirty. I don't think it's worth the price I paid for it. If you are up for spending that much, then give it a go. Let me know how you found the K&N if you do decide to go for it. I hope that video was useful, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.